It's your boy Matty G reminding you right now, go ahead and take that popcorn on at the microwave, put that extra butter on it, throw some M&Ms in there to treat yourself, and get ready because Scott Larson is bringing the hashtag truth right now.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday night. It's 7 p.m. So you know what that means. We are live on hashtag truth. And tonight I have the one and only Mohammed Ali Omar. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. It's correct. The only thing you're missing is MAO.
MAO. Okay, I got you. And as you can see under his name, he is the XVW King of Cable champion.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is awesome. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to hit our first segment. We'll be back after this quick video. All right, this segment is called Tell Us About You. So I'm going to ask the first question, and I'm pretty sure that some of the fans in here will get involved. Where did you get started in this crazy wrestling business, man? Did you know a friend in wrestling? Did you watch wrestling growing up? How'd you get involved in independent professional wrestling?
So it started back in about 2017. I did a little training camp with Harley Race. Rest his soul, man, back when he was still alive.
Wow.
Back in Troy, Missouri. I met a lot of great people out there. Steve Carino is one of them. And, you know, he may have only given like an hour lecture, but that hour lecture gave me all the information I needed to start in the business. You know, he told us that in WWE specifically, you've got about 8 seconds to make a impression once that TV camera is rolling, you know? And he said, yeah, he taught us that TV time is very expensive, and that 8 seconds, you got to use it or lose it, you know? And then,
I've never heard that before. I've heard a lot of things that a lot of those great wrestlers have said, but I've never, and it makes sense, man. I mean, your first impression, you can't make a second first impression.
no. So, after that, I didn't wrestle for a long time. I was still young. You know, I had a lot of things to do, a lot of things I was dealing with at that time. Up until a year ago, I got serious with it. I was looking up wrestling schools, and then I ended up going to the Nightmare Factory.
Oh, man, Mr. Cody. Yes.
Yeah. So Nightmare Factory down in McDonough, Georgia. With this one, I had to be more serious because it's all the way in Georgia. That's a 600 drive there and back, and 600 miles back. And from there, you know, we rented a room. I stayed there for 3 months, you know, training, eating, working out, training, eating, working out. I got a lot of information out there. And then from there, you know, I graduated after a few months, and then I started on the indies. And then that's pretty much where we are today.
What was the first company you worked for when you came out of the factory?
Oh man, that's hard. Wrestling at Southern, I believe, might have been the first one.
Okay.
Wrestling at Southern.
As a matter of fact, we're going to be showing a match that you were in at that company.
Yeah.
When we watch you wrestle later on, get some of these. Luke Childers said, "Yo,
Yo, what's up, buddy?
Holly Yeek said, "Hey Scott, how you doing, Holly? I am here with the XV. I'm going to get this wrong because I don't have it up there. The XVW King of Cable Champion. There you
Yo,
go.
right here, right here,
There's
King of
there's
Cable,
that beautiful
King of
championship.
Cable Television. Beautiful piece of gold.
Now, if you go on Mohammed Omar on Facebook, you will see him in the middle of the ring with that belt. He's kneeling down and he's got that belt. And it's a great picture. Whoever took that picture, it was an awesome picture, man.
Yeah, you know what? Let me shout him out. His name is Sean Lawrence. This dude, I keep telling him he's not of this world because the picture that you saw, that's only one of like 6 others that he took, and each one is better than the next. Like I'm still gonna post the rest of them, but the pictures that this guy can get of you will make you look like a damn superstar. He's an amazing photographer. Any promoters that are watching this, any bookers, get this man booked for your shows to take your pictures. There's nobody better, hands down.
Yeah, he caught another picture of you that I saw on there where you're doing the pose like this, and it was perfect. It was a
Beautiful.
perfect picture.
Like it's stuff that you don't even see. You don't see him taking the pictures because he just blends in so perfectly to the crowd. And then when he sends you this, like, oh, I took these pictures of you, and I'm like, holy crap, like you took these? Like the guy's talented, man. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Missy Childers. Yes, I love Missy. She's going to ask some good questions, man. I guarantee you that. She said, hello from Marion, North Carolina.
Hello, hello.
She said, that's Cody Rhodes training school. Yes, it is. Now, did you see Cody or name drop a few people that were out there teaching you some stuff at Cody Rhodes' school?
Yeah, so believe it or not, it's actually QT Marshall's school for the most part, and Cody's a co-founder. If anyone here decides to sign up, 90% of the time you're going to be learning from QT. 10% of the time you're going to be learning, maybe 20% of the time you're going to be learning from Coach Cody, because he travels for Raw, he travels for SmackDown, he travels for pay-per-views. Unfortunately, you're not going to see him as much as you want to see him, but when he is there, it's less of the in-ring stuff with Coach Cody, and it's more of the business side of things. You know, more of how to work with the cameras, how to work with the crowd, how to do something and make it make sense versus just getting in that ring and doing it, whether it makes sense or not. And then Coach QT will show you the ins and outs, the business side of it, the wrestling aspect of it, the health aspect of it. There's no more complete wrestling school than the Nightmare Factory. It's expensive, but it's expensive for a reason. You are getting taught from Coach Billy Gunn. You're getting taught from the Big Show. You know, you're getting taught from Wardlow at one point. John Cena was there. So you are getting the best that this industry has to offer. 100%. There's no other school you should sign up for.
I'm pretty sure you're going to see a little less of Cody there now that he's the Universal Heavyweight Champion too.
Oh man, he's a ghost. From what I hear about some of the guys that I keep in contact on there, he's a ghost, but not for any bad reason. He's busy. He's the universe. He's the heavyweight champion of the WWE. Very busy, but honestly, you get starstruck a little bit, but it's important not to mark out. And then, you know, but they all are, if I had to describe them, Coach Cody is very politic. He's very polite. He's very level-headed, and he trusts you because you get to get in the ring with him, you know, which is stupid that he's going to be getting in the ring with some people so green. And I remember him one time whipping me to the Irish whipping me to the ropes, and he said, "Can you take a suplex?" I'm like, "Yeah, just do it, just fucking do it."
You're Cody Rhodes, and you're asking me, do what you want to do, man.
Do what you want to do, man. Whether I know how to take it or not, this suplex is coming, you know.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So honestly, I don't think I was that good of a wrestler. Even in the matches that you're about to see, I was still super green, you know. And then that's why I was hoping to get some of the newer footage. But then, you know, with the indie promotions, it takes a little longer to get any kind of footage. And you know,
sometimes it's hard for me. Missy said we met QT at WrestleCade, and he was super nice and cool.
Yeah, man, QT. I have a lot of stories about QT. I just feel like my relationship with him was a little different than everybody else's relationship, um, because he knew that I owned a business out here, businesses, and he owns, the Nightmare Factory. So a lot of my talks with him were not always about wrestling. It was about business. It was about, things that we do outside of the ring, things that, things that he needs that maybe I can help him with on a personal level. And then it feels amazing to
Right.
to be trusted and being able to be talking so candidly with someone who's at the highest level of AEW management. You know what I mean?
Now you say you're a business owner. Where are you from? Where are you located?
I reside in Columbus, Ohio. Originally, I'm from Somalia, Africa.
Okay. So I'm not going to put your business out there unless you want to, but
Yeah, for sure.
In our talks that we had, behind the scenes for the show, you let it slip that you're a restaurant owner. I'd love you to tell us about your restaurant, man.
Yeah. It's a food. It's kind of like a Chipotle style restaurant. It's called All Your Faves. And it's basically like a mix of BD's Mongolian Grill, where instead of all the meats being cooked, all the meats are raw, and all the veggies are raw, and all the cheeses and sauces are on the cold table. And you pick the kind of rice or noodles you want, or tortillas or quesadilla. You pick the meat you want. We grill it fresh. We got potatoes, broccoli, all that kind of good stuff. And then it's super customizable, just like Chipotle, with more options, veggies, cheeses. We got like 20 different sauces in the store that we offer. And that's one of my two businesses. And unfortunately, I wish I had a lot more things planned for the show, but I literally just left there maybe 45 minutes ago, just to try to get on the call.
Message. He goes, dude, I'm just getting home. That's why we're a little late tonight. But hey, I have no problem with that, man, because a shoot job or anything outside of wrestling always, just like family, it comes first, man.
Oh yeah,
you got to make money, because right now you're not in WWE or AEW. And is that an aspiration for you? Is that an aspiration for you? Even though you have your own businesses and that, would you like to be signed one day to one of those companies?
Absolutely. I gave myself a timeline when I first started wrestling in school. I gave myself a mental timeline of 1 year, not 1 year to get signed, but 1 year. Within 6 months of training, I want to be working the bigger indies, like just to name a couple,
maybe
Mucha
OVW?
Lucha. Yeah, Mucha Lucha, OVW, GCW, PWG, just the bigger names, and then thankfully I've actually found 3 companies that have not signed. They don't sign people, to the indies, but I work with them on a regular basis. My first and favorite is Primetime Wrestling. They wrestle out of Rome, Georgia, and Gadsden, Alabama, and then and I'm a part of a faction over there called the FAFO. And I can't imagine I'm allowed to tell you what that means, but you could probably have a good guess.
Yeah, I try to keep it PG, brother, but all of us out there pretty much know what that means.
I'm actually wearing our shirt right now for the faction.
There you
FAFO.
go.
Yep. And then I wrestle out of there probably, 4 times a month or more.
We won't say the first word, but it's and find out. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. So they're in yeah. So it rhymes with duck. So,
yeah, there you go. There you
go. They're the Prime Time. The reason it's my favorite, the owners and the bookers and the promoters, Mike Dodd, Sean Ambrose, Brian Thomas. It's actually his birthday. Brian, thank you for all the opportunities, brother. If you're watching this, if you see this, from the bottom of my heart, all the opportunities that you gave me, I can't thank you enough. But
well, be sure to share it on your page when you get off of here. That way, everybody will see.
I'm gonna, I promise you. But they saw me. They saw that I was green. They gave me a chance. And then after that, they saw what I can do. They put me in a faction. I'm on a winning streak over there. That's why I got that nickname, the Undefeated of the East, And then yep. And I'm actually up there with a AEW signed talent, my best buddy in the wrestling industry, Elijah Drago. He signed to AEW maybe about a month ago, and I'm happy as hell for him. Yeah, so it's a big inspiration for me. But back to the mental checklist. I'm going to start wrestling on the indies within 6 months. I want to get on the big shows within 1 year. I don't want to be signed, but I want to be noticed. I need the people and the higher ups of these companies to know who MAO is. He's one of the fastest rising stars, because you have to get their attention somehow, And and I know a lot of people, and I have a lot of the phone numbers of the people who are involved in management. I've got QT's information. I've got Billy Gunn's information. All these people who could get me an opportunity, but it'd be wasted if I called them and said, "Hey guys, I need a shot. I need my shot. I'm ready. Just put me in front of the right people."
You want them to call you and say, "Hey, we need you here."
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that, and then on the same token, I want to be ready. I don't want to get that call and then I crap the bed. I want to know that I'm ready to be showing those people the best version of myself. And I'm at some point, after this podcast, I'm going to get on Facebook or Instagram. I'm going to post before and after pictures. I was a lot heavier. I was a lot less vascular, a lot less muscle. And then it just goes back to showing you that when you're in this industry, you need to hide your flaws, boost your strengths, and then when you have an opportunity, put your best foot forward. I know wrestling is a work and what's a shoot, but when they told me that I was going to be getting this championship, I had to wrestle 3 matches in one night.
Wow.
In a tournament style bracket. And when you tell me that you saw the picture where I'm in the middle of the ring, I have the title across my chest, I'm sweating, and I dedicated that picture to my dad, who is not with us anymore. But it's because I was shoot tired, legit. I was exhausted, I was dead tired. I could not compete anymore, So I know that, wrestling's it's a work, but I had to work to get that championship.
I'm going to go ahead and show it, man. Here's the picture he's talking about, y'all.
Yeah, man. Ugly. So ugly, but oh, man.
Hey, you're not supposed to look pretty after winning a championship after 3 matches. Come on, man.
Yeah. 3 matches, man. 3 matches. Hard matches.
Right. Let me get back to the comments because there were some great questions coming in. Missy wants to know, tell us about your first experience coming out of the curtain for your very first match.
My very first match was at the Nightmare Factory Showcase, I believe last June or last April when I graduated. And it was scary because the set was so nice. Coach Cody and Coach QT, they went through a lot to make sure that the set looks nice for our first matches, and there was a guy doing music and doing Titantrons for us, and it's something that a bunch of indie jabrones aren't used to, So
right. Now there are some companies that go out and do that, but for the most part, yeah, you're right. It's just the music playing and you come out to your music.
Yeah,
but that had to be something, man, to come out. Now was Cody there on your first night?
He went out of his way to show up for the first couple hours just to wish us well, congratulate us. We all took a group picture with the Nightmare Factory hoodies. He gave us last parting bits of advice, and he told me something that stuck with me, and it's like a special card that I'm not ready to use yet, but it goes back to what I was telling you. He gave us his email address, personal email address. He said, I want you to keep me posted on your progress, your physique, your diet, your wrestling, everything. Keep me posted. And he said, when you are ready, email me and I'll set up a tryout,
Nice. See, that's called giving back. I love to hear when people who've made it come back to indies and say, hey, I know you're working hard. show me you're working hard, and I'll hook you up. That's what it's all about, man.
Yep. And what he said, like what he told us, that's what gave me the philosophy of, hey, I need to be in the best shape possible. I need to be able to compete at the best level, have the best physique possible. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to email Cody and I'll give my tryout. Whether I fail or pass is on me.
You look buff. I mean, you look like you just came out of a gym. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man.
Take that as a compliment. You've got the wrestler physique already. I'll say that.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This is the lightest I've ever weighed in my life. Actually, I used to be a lot heavier. Indiana, Bill, and Sorry.
Robert Brown says, Lafayette, Indiana, in the building. Sorry, I was late. What's happening, y'all?
What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
Show off. He also said, if you're the champ, show off that belt.
Oh yeah, right here, man.
He did have the belt. He did have the belt in front of him a few minutes ago. He did. He was wearing it.
I'll keep it up here. Beautiful, man. First ever XBW King of Cable champion.
Luke Childers wants to know, what music do you like? And he says, I know the backup question. They ask these two questions to everybody who comes on. What music do you like to listen to?
Man, it's going to be so boring and so cheesy, but classical music, and then oldies music from the 70s through the 90s. When I say classical, I mean Michael Bublé. Damn, everyone's name is escaping me. Nate King.
Do you listen to any of the real classical, like Amadeus Mozart and stuff like that?
Not classical in that sense. Maybe sometimes if I happen to go past it, but I mean music where you can hear instruments, you can hear the melodic voices. Sam Cooke is a good example. I think he's one of the greatest black singers of all time, because it kind of just harkens back to music that's beautiful, music that has a meaning, music from somebody who is hurting from life and translated it into some kind of beautiful thing.
Okay.
That everybody can share.
You walk to a beat of a different drum, because most people that we ask on here that says that, they'll say, I listen to all kinds of music, and that's cool. I mean, it's great. And our follow-up question that everybody always likes, because everybody in here likes rap music, is, do you like Tupac? So I'll let you answer that. Say yes or no.
All right. Yes and no. I think he's got one of the best voices in the industry. I think he's got some of the best rhythm, and I think some of his songs are beautiful, but I don't listen to it as often as anything else, because I feel like if your music promotes something that is destroying someone else's life, I can't be a part of it. It's one of the main reasons I don't listen to rap for the most part, because I feel like rap, it hurts. Where am I from originally? I'm from Somalia, Africa, brother. Somalia, Africa. And I'm in Columbus, Ohio right now.
And he said, who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Oh, man. My favorite wrestler growing up. It's a tie between, obviously, John Cena when I was young and I was first getting started. And then eventually I grew up during the early 2000s, the 90s and early 2000s. So Chris Benoit, I know it's not the best thing to say, but I'm one of those people, I can separate the man and the work.
Hey, separate the wrestling from what he did, right? I got you.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. Chris Benoit cannot be denied as one of the greatest wrestlers.
No, absolutely. It's just I'm not a big fan.
I want what he did, but you can't deny that.
It's absolutely. It's like for example, this water bottle. Pure Life, sponsor me if you're watching this. By the way, anyway, it's like if I take the label off this water bottle and I take the cap off, it doesn't change that it's still a water bottle. And to say that there's a wrestling history, to say that there's history in wrestling without, giving Chris Benoit his flowers is something that I'm not willing to do, And then other than Chris, I loved all of Rusev's work. I love all of Kevin Owens' work. Samoa Joe, I think is probably, I take his style the most out of everything. So this dude went in there, and I think Samoa Joe, probably top 5 big men in the world.
And he's
Yeah.
so underrated. He's been so underrated, even though he's been on, a lot of big shows. Always underrated. He just lost his championship at AEW, and I was kind of sad when
Yeah.
I saw that happen.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like it's not the reign that he wanted. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it's the reign that
Right.
Tony Khan wanted, but it's the reign that was needed, after MJF was injured. And I think, what, if you ever are running a wrestling company and you think, damn, all my top guys are injured, I need someone that can just carry the ship. Who do we got? And if you have Samoa Joe in your back pocket, when was the last time you ever heard of any kind of controversy with Samoa Joe, the dude, going into business for himself, stiffing people, hurting people? No.
Never, not at all. Missy Childers wants to know, what is your entrance music?
Oh, so right now, actually, I'm kind of a nerd for anime. My current entrance music it's a remix that somebody did of Gogeta's theme song from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, so if you go to my page on Facebook, if you find the little clip that says I won the King of Cable Championship, it plays it there, and that's what I use currently until I can get something custom made.
Missy Childers said, love Chris Benoit. I still say he didn't do it. There's a lot of people that say that it wasn't him.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah. I pray that it wasn't. I can't deny facts and everything, but I can still pray, and I like to think that if his brain was as deteriorated as they say it was, maybe mentally it wasn't him. Maybe he wasn't himself.
There you go.
God rest
Robert
that.
Brown wants to know. Wait a minute. Did you watch Dynasty last night? The AEW pay-per-view.
You know what? I kept up with what was happening, but I'm sad to say that it's the first AEW pay-per-view that I did not get to watch. I run a restaurant, and with that comes a lot of busyness, and I wasn't able to commit to watching it. Boss man, can you give me 2 seconds? Let me grab a charger. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Thank you, buddy.
Ahead. I'll go ahead and show people the poster. This is where he's. Oh, that's wrong picture, Scott. Let's try it again. Primetime Wrestling Retribution, Saturday, May 18th, right there in Gadsden, Alabama. That's where he's going to be at next. Doors open 6 o'clock. Bell time is 7. You can see him right up there in the left-hand corner there. We're going to get into some of these places that he's been and what he's doing. He just went to grab his charger. When he gets back, we're going to do question of the day. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please post them up. This has been a great interview so far. I'm enjoying every bit of it. Thank you guys, Missy, for showing up, Robert for showing up. We got Zachariah Cutter in the house. He's saying, how are you guys tonight? So Zachariah, thanks for showing up. Luke, of course, thank you for showing up. Holly Yeek showed up and said hi.
Yeah, honestly, thank you everybody for showing up. This is one of the highlights of my day. Honestly, I feel like I'm starting to get more into the pro wrestling aspect and being able to get on podcasts. I actually have another podcast scheduled here in a couple of days.
Awesome.
So it's draining as hell, but it's rewarding, and I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it any other way.
Well, we're going to get to our next segment real quick. This is going to go right into it. It's going to be a little promo video, and then it's going to get right in. We call this question of the day, video question of the day, and it's my lovely daughter who's got a question for you. So here we go.
All right.
Hi, this is Destiny Larson. When did you get your first championship, and how did it make you feel?
She asked, when did you get your first championship, and how did it make you feel?
My first championship was the XVW King of Cable Championship right here. I won it a week ago, almost tomorrow, a week ago tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm going back tomorrow. Actually, we have a live celebration for the crowning of my championship. And how did it make me feel? I was honored more than anything, and I was sad. Honored because I grew up with a lot of self-doubt, having vitiligo, that means I got I was born with black skin, but then also developing the white skin, so I was
Right.
always looked at, in my opinion, for all the wrong reasons, because people see this instead of what's inside, and then
Right.
when the promoter reached out to me, Tom Dublep, everybody go like the page, XVW, hell of a promoter. He told me, there's a Rumble, for example, and he told me, hey, you're going to win that Rumble. And I was like, yo, this is the second time I've been booked with your promotion. I don't want to get heat with your guys backstage, And he says, I don't care. It's my promotion. You're winning you're winning the Rumble. I was like, all right, man, I'll do it, And then the very next week, he tells me, hey, you're going to be in the tournament because you won the Rumble. You're going to win the championship. And I said, I'm honored, truly honored. But then again, I don't want to piss off the guys in the back, This I'm a stranger in their territory,
Right.
And he said, I trust that you'll win that title. And I said, if it's what you want, it's what I'm going to do,
Right. Well, I
So
mean,
in
I
that
can understand
aspect,
that, but if a promoter sees something in you, man, take it as a compliment. I know it's easy for me to
yeah,
say because I'm not the one doing all the work and in the locker room with all these guys, but I have to believe you got fans out there, man, and the fans, probably loved seeing you win that championship. Oh, excuse me, and you probably have family too. Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Oh, sorry, brother.
You're
But
good. I just
yeah,
had to get some.
in that aspect, I was honored. I was honored, just like I'm honored to work with Primetime Wrestling, because I'm still green in this industry, But I see promoters looking to take a chance on me, and I'm thinking, well, you know what? If they're willing to do that, I'm gonna grab those opportunities by the balls,
Right,
and then
right.
I'm gonna take them. And then I was
That's
sad
exactly what
because,
you got.
yeah, and I'm sad. I was sad truly because back to when I was telling you that I dedicated that post to my dad, who's not here with me anymore, is because he always, pushed me. He believed in me. Uh, and I was sad that I'm not able to show him that title.
Right.
So happy I won it and sad that I couldn't show it to him. So,
Man, but
yep.
he sees it. He sees it, brother. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
man. I
He's
hope.
smiling now.
Yep. So,
Robert Brown, if you go back and watch the replay, he tells you all about his restaurant and all the food. So instead of him having to repeat the whole thing again, I'll just tell you to go back when we're done and watch the replay. It sounds like a great, amazing restaurant. If I'm ever in Ohio, I'm a fat guy and you made me hungry, so I'm definitely going to go up there and check it out.
man, come through. If you Google it, if you Google all your faves, it's ALL. Your is UR, and then faves FAVS. Melissa or Missy, have you ever been to North Carolina or plan on it? I'm trying to. Send me some promoters or some promotions that are down there, and I'm definitely going to be down there. And if I'm ever down there, let me know. I'll buy your ticket for you, so you can come see me live.
Oh, sweet! I love that.
You know?
We will definitely get you to hook up, man, without a
Definitely,
doubt.
definitely. But yeah, I have a buddy of mine actually in North Carolina. He's a wrestler too. His name is Louise Sins. So
Okay.
definitely, if I'm down there, I hope to work with him.
Robert Brown said, "Yo, Scott, tell him about your stalker." Well, I've got somebody who's mad at me because I haven't had him on my show. But yeah, we'll get to that soon. Missy Childers said, "When you took your first bump, was it love or what?" I'm not sure. This is for me.
Was it love? I'm not sure. The first bump I took at the factory, I was very prepared for because I've been bumping for a while. But then the first bump I ever took when I was at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy in Troy, Missouri, that one kind of knocked the wind out of me. I was not ready for it. But after a while, there's a hint. If you pay attention to all the vets that wrestle, FTR, Billy Gunn, pay attention to their work and count how many times they bump. And sometimes you'll see they never bump. and it's because they're smart. MJF is pretty smart too. He wants to do this as long as possible, make as much money as possible, bump as little as possible. There's something actually in the industry called a bump card. You know, a lot of the vets used to say it. People like Flair, Steamboat, Piper. They say everyone's got a bump card, and every time you take a bump, you punch it, and you've only got so many bumps in there. You know. So when you're
Right.
bumping, you really want to make it mean something, because
I
realistically,
never thought about that, man. Next time I start watching these matches, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start, okay, this guy took a bump. I'm going to do that, man. I never thought about that. That's pretty
you know,
cool.
believe it or not,
Robert, are you a heel or a baby face?
I'm a heel, man. I'm being nice right now just because I like being on this show. But I'm a heel. I'm one of the meanest heels you can see out there.
Well, we're going to show how much of a heel you are because we're about to watch you wrestle. So I'm going to hit this, and then on the other side, we're going to watch you wrestle. And if you guys got more questions or comments for Mr. Muhammad Ali Omar, please get them ready because we're about to watch him wrestle. Here we go. All right, here we go. This is going to be a match at Wrestling at Southern. It kind of blocks your head right now. The logo up in the upper right hand corner, and this is you versus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Michael Solar.
Yeah, Michael Solar. He trains at the Nightmare Factory to this day.
Okay, and you guys are at the Southern Beer Factory, basically wrestling here, right?
Yeah, and they put on a show, I think, every Monday called Monday Nightmares. So if you ever want to see guys from AEW that are signed, guys from the Nightmare Factory, it's basically where they go to get their reps in, get used to being in front of a crowd. Tickets are super cheap, and you go there for a good ass time. And if you want to, if you want to see like the youngest people that the industry has to offer, trained by the best, everyone in that Wrestling the Southern is a Nightmare Factory graduate.
Nice. Missy said Chris Thunder Anderson, which is her husband, and he's a wrestler. You need a bump card. Yes, he does.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I went ahead and forwarded it through the introductions, but this guy you're wrestling, I did notice something when he came out to the ring. He comes out with a guy with a guitar, and there's a faction sitting on the outside of the ring right there before you even get in. Did your faction come out with you here or no?
No, this is Wrestling at Southern. My faction is with me in with Primetime Wrestling.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense then. All right, Well, here we go. Let's go ahead and start it off, and we can talk. There's no sound. I don't play the sound because Facebook and YouTube have a weird way of crowd noise ends up getting me a copyright strike for some reason. So we're going to ask questions and talk about it. So here we go. You guys are getting ready to go. Now, how do you prepare when it's wrestling day? How do you prepare yourself? Tell me what your day is from when you get up to the day you get in the ring like this.
Honestly, eat as light as possible when I wake up. I try to have a big breakfast so that don't eat lunch and you don't really want to be bloated before you wrestle. You definitely want something with a good amount of carbs in there to give you some energy for the day. And then, sorry, I have a lot of people calling me, man. Basically, other than that, I start my day making sure I got all my gear, make sure I got my boots clean. Wash your gear, guys. Please wash your gear. That's important. You want to get mentally ready. You want to really stretch. You want to. I've wrestled sometimes where I don't stretch, and it's a miracle if I don't hurt myself while I'm wrestling. And then, like you can see here, one thing I know, I wasn't super confident wrestling at this time. I was still kind of green, but I was a little bit more sure of myself. I lost a little bit of weight between this time and when I graduated. This is a Fisherman Buster into a pin.
Nice.
And I was still forgetting some spots here and there, but it's to be expected when you're wrestling so green. And then I was a face actually in this match. I prefer to do heel work. I find it a little bit easier. I got a mean looking face, so it kind of helps. And then Michael's smart guy, like you can see him going outside, and he's pretty much just buying time with his heel mates, and he cuts me off here, and it's a good way to slow down the match. So if I'm going too fast or I'm not getting enough character work in, he'll pretend to go be with his guys, choke me on the ropes, slow down the match. See, he's selling to the crowd. He's being a heel.
Right.
So I learned a lot from Solar. I think this is like the second time I wrestled him. Smart guy, man. Underrated as hell. He gives his heart to the business. He loves what he does. And he's the heel, and he's talking me through everything. Like he'll tell me like punch me again or stay down or sell or show your face more, So
That's awesome when you get wrestlers that do that. Some wrestlers won't do that, and it drives me crazy that you won't teach somebody. And to me, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. If you know something that can help somebody, even if it's after the match. Like, do you have anybody come up to you after the match, maybe one of the vets in the locker room, and say, "Hey, I watched your match," or maybe you go into the locker room and say, "Hey, how did I do?" And they give you some good advice. Do you take that advice to heart?
No, absolutely not. Because I run a restaurant, I have employees, and I try to tell my employees, like, you can be good or you can be bad. I don't care. Just be coachable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be open to learning. And because I'm that way, it's easy for me to take criticism and not take it the wrong way. I remember one of the first vets I ever saw watch my match was Buff Bagwell, and
Right.
we're at a primetime show, Rome, Georgia. He watched my match. I came back there. I shook his hand. I was like, it's an honor to meet you. This is a WCW legend, WWE legend,
Right.
And it's like they tell you what to do. And if you wrestle 5-6 matches and you've seen 5 different people tell you the same thing, you want to kind of put it all together. And you know what? I got a little bit of things from everybody. Like Buff Bagwell told me to slow down a little bit. QT told me to show your facial expressions, whether you're a face or a heel. Show your facial expressions. As soon as you bump, snap up. Like, see, what I'm doing now is bad because I'm not selling near where the camera is. I should be
Right.
selling near the camera and showing your face and making yourself big.
Toward the hard cam. You should be selling toward the hard cam.
There you go. So see, the camera person's adjusting to accommodate me, but it should be the other way around.
Well, he's putting you through some things right here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
This is a teachable match, I'll tell you that. Oh,
absolutely. Solar works slow. He works basic. He slows things down. He can adjust to your style and to your pace. And, he like right here is a spot where you kind of want to work into the finish and work out of the heat. So we're trying to get him out of the heat. So he's telling me, dodge these, throw some punches, throw a line. So he's bumping, feeding. And then right now I'm firing up. So I'm going to go into a Samoan drop,
nice.
which I get from Joe. And right there is another thing I get from Joe, like a big splash, And then you pretty much after that, you want to fire up the crowd. And then it's going to go into the finish right here. And then 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man. Good match, though. I mean, there you go. Right after the ref, just like you should do. The only thing that was missing is you should have went to the crowd, too, and said, hey, get them to help you. Yep. Tell the ref.
Exactly. So the good thing about this is about wrestling at Southern is the promoter is very nice guy. Oh, right there, it's Jack Jameson, AEW guy. We lived together at the Nightmare Factory. I can't even describe how much this guy's helped me. All the advice. He's in great shape.
Oh, he gave him a howdy.
Yep. So he loves to get drink and be with the fans. and he's a dude's just fun as hell to be around. And I learned so much from Jameson. He's on catch him on Collision almost every week, guys. With the what are they called? Their faction. He's with the Boulder and Dirty Bulk Bronson. I forget what their faction name is, but you'll get if you catch him on Collision almost every week.
I am listening. I am just setting up one of the segments real quick, so I don't have to worry about it. We just go right into it.
Sure. When
it gets time. I'm setting up name drop if everybody wants to know. Everybody sort of likes name drop.
Sure.
So, but yeah, man. So you said you were green then, and you were learning a lot of things. Iron Savage.
There you go. Iron Savages, man. Iron says, shout out to you guys. Luke, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Okay, there you go. Luke does his own podcast. So
really?
You might want to hit him up for a little a Q&A session maybe or something.
Definitely, man.
Without a doubt. So if you guys have any other questions for MAO, the King of Cable Champion at XVW, go ahead and put them up there. Comments, questions. We still got a lot of people watching, so having a good time here.
Yep.
So where do you see yourself? You said you gave yourself a year to be noticed by the big guys. So let's say you are noticed by somebody and you are brought up. Do you see yourself on one of the big shows in 5 years?
Absolutely, I do. I do, not out of hubris or being cocky. I say yes only because I look at wrestling differently than everyone else does. Everybody else looks at it where, like, I'll admit to everybody, I'm not the best wrestler in the world. I'm not even the PWI 500. I'm not even the top 1,000. I'm a businessman through and through, and that's why I feel like QT Marshall and I got along so well. Is because he's a businessman, and wrestling is a business. It's not just a sport or an industry that we all love. I look at it like a business, and you need to be marketable. You need to be able to tell one of these billionaires, hey, I can make one of you guys a lot of money, and I need you to invest your resources and time and money to train me and expose me to the best wrestlers and producers and produce the best pictures that can be given in order for me to make you as much money as possible. And I have a little joke that I say whenever I'm at the Indies, it's MAO puts cheeks in seats, and if your mind process is not to put cheeks in seats when you're wrestling, you will never get signed. It's a business at the end of the day. And these people are not stupid. They see the indie guys. They see who's there, who's not there. If you can make a name for yourself and you can make yourself, what was the word I was using? Profit. Like if someone can look at you and say, you know what?
That conversation a lot here on #Truth. And again, wrestlers, I've never been a wrestler, but I understand basic economics. I mean, you see a lot of wrestlers going, man, I'm underpaid. Well, how many people come to the wrestling show to buy tickets for you? Because you see, that's how most promoters will pay you. Okay, if you're only making $20, that means if they're selling tickets for $10 a piece, you're only putting 2 butts in a seat. That's what this guy thinks of you. So if you're not putting more than 2 butts in the seat, then you ain't making more than $20.
Yeah, and the name of the game is literally about money. If you're not able to produce money for these people, whether it be an indie or one of the mega corporations, you're useless. Right. You're useless. Exactly. Absolutely.
Exactly. It comes down to, like I said, basic economics. You've got to, and man, I'm telling you, I'm glad I'm going to sit here and talk about something that I love talking about on my show, and I put it out there all the time in my rants and things like that. Some of these indie guys don't understand that they need to use not only social media to put themselves out there, build themselves up, but they need to do the old school stuff, man. If you're at a show, go put up posters, go put up flyers, go to the grocery store in your gear and say hi to people. Say, hey, we got a show coming up. I'm going to be wrestling. I'm going to be in the main event this Saturday night. Come see me, man. Shake their hands. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that. The last event I was at for XVW, which is Extreme Valley Wrestling, right when I won the King of Cable Championship, I took because they pay me, and
Right.
but I told them like, hey, I had a spare shirt, like a spare MAO shirt, and it's brand new, and I didn't wear it yet, and I told them, hey, give this away at the show, and then also I gave them two $25 Aldi gift cards, you know,
She
uh,
said posters are
and it's
key,
just to
Missy.
give away to the crowd. Yeah, it's true. Posters are key, man. But I
Yeah,
told them, do that because
do you have merch when you go? Do you have a merch table set up where you go, or do you do merch? You were just talking about merch. Do you have a place where people can go and get merch if they want something from MAO?
right now, not at the moment, but I order from Uber Prints just when I need a new shirt to wrestle in or a new shirt to wear out. And it's pretty much the same design, just different colors. I just happen to have a spare, and I like this promotion. They just crowned me their champion. And I told them, like, hey, take these gift cards, give them out to the crowd. It's to a grocery store, two $25 Kroger gift cards, I think. And then my T-shirt. And it's just to show them, like, for people who are not showing up. And then, like, I remember the last show we did, there wasn't that many people. And then the show after that, a lot of people came, and we gave away the gift cards, and the T-shirts, so that the next show, I want it to be even more people. Like, yo, you missed out. I want a gift card. I want a T-shirt. And then when I saw someone in the crowd holding up my T-shirt because they won it, I'm like, all right, there you go. That's an incentive for them to come back to the next show. Maybe they'll get a gift card. Maybe they'll get a.
That's for my line for my show right there at the bottom. Give us something to invest in.
That's the point. That's the point. And you gotta be humble. You gotta be humble. That, to me, it's not like a bribe to the promoter. It's not. The way I look at it is, I want as many seats in here as possible. And I'm not gonna make a living off of $20 or $40 of wrestling, So that money that I'm getting paid, I'm using that to give something to the promoters that they can use to tell people, hey, come to our wrestling show. We have a raffle. We got shirts. We got gift cards. We have this. We have that. And it gives the crowd something. Like, I've never seen a raffle at a wrestling show for gift cards or a T-shirt, and it gives them something to come back to.
Now I have to say, Missy Childers, who is on here, she does raffles at almost all the shows she goes to, and she gives away like a package that has like all kinds of different things, from wrestlers signed autograph stuff and things like that, to get the wrestlers' names out there. She's done that a lot. I've seen that. And that's something I thought is great. You've got some wrestlers that do like packaging like that, that have T-shirts in it and things like that, at their merch tables. They like mystery boxes, sort of like. I love things like that. Chris Thunder Anderson, who's been in the wrestling business for quite a while, said, if you're not the guy that draws money, what are you there for, and why do promoters want to book you? It's the truth.
That's a good question. If you're not the guy that draws the money, it's not wrong to not draw money, but it is wrong to not make an effort to draw money. When I go to my primetime shows, when I go to my Erie shows, when I go to my XVW shows, I always do what I can to help the promoter.
Missy says she wants to be in a crowd at a show where you're at.
Yeah. I'll treat you good here. I'm definitely not going to treat you good there because I got a safe face, But
she wants me to hook you up with HWA right here in North Carolina. I'll give you the information after the show, man. You can
definitely, man, definitely. But honestly, like I said, if you're not the guy that's drawing the money, you have to be the guy who's looking for ways to draw money. Help out any way you can. Get on these radio shows of these small towns, promote the show, share the posters, like and share those things. It's free, and, for me, I'm a super humble guy, and I'm not going to forget the promotions, the 3 promotions that gave me an opportunity when I emailed probably 100 different bookers. Those are the 3 that gave me the chance. They're the 3 that continue to let me wrestle for them every month. Erie All Stars Wrestling with Scott, with Jamie, Primetime Wrestling with Sean Ambrose, and XVW with Tom Dunn. no matter how high I get into this industry, I'm never going to forget those guys. They gave me an opportunity, and don't forget them.
And always give back, man. I love to hear that. Always give back. Well, we're gonna get into the last segment of our show, and we're gonna do it name drop. So this ought to be a little bit of fun. I'm gonna show you 5 people on the screen after I play the intro video. And you're going to tell me whether you've wrestled them. Do you know them? I really didn't know you very well. So I took 5 people that I saw off of your Facebook page and I put them on here. So I hope you have, you're going to say something nice about every one of them. I know you are, but we're going to show it to you anyway. And we're going to have a good time with this. So let's do name drop.
All right, let's.
All right, here we go. I'm going to show you 5 pictures of 5 wrestlers, and let's see what you have to say about them. The first wrestler is Matt Vengeance.
All right. If I'm not mistaken, Matt Vengeance is a wrestler at XVW. If I'm not mistaken. I haven't met him yet, but I saw him on an upcoming poster. And if I'm not wrong, he's chasing the XVW heavyweight title.
And as a matter of fact, I'll let you know ahead of time, all 5 of these wrestlers are from XVW.
Okay. Well, I mean, God help him if he gets in my way. That's all I got to say. Yep.
Without a doubt, man. I love it. All right, let's go on to name number 2. Let's see if you know this guy a little bit better. Dirty Dax. Daxie.
Yeah, I actually got something for Dax's cheeks next time I see him. We had a 3-way match, and I was sitting he put me in a chair. I was too tired to move because it was my 3rd match, and he did a senton to me from the apron to the chair, and he almost won this title. He almost won it. Yep. So next time I see him, it's on site.
Okay, I like it. I like it. 3rd name on the list, Nate McLean.
Nate McLean is cool as a cucumber, man. This dude is one of the nicest guys backstage, I got to say.
Now, one of these guys, I believe it was Nate, said that he beat this guy, he beat this guy. He deserves to be the champion that you are, and he's coming for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to lie. Being the newest guy in that locker room and beating everyone for that title, it put a target on my back, but I'm not worried, like I'm the biggest. I'm bigger than everyone. I'm stronger than everyone. That's why I got that title, like I'm jacked, I'm stacked. Like, look at these muscles, nobody's taking that damn title. That title's staying with me.
The 4th name, Big Jim Hutchinson.
Ooh, Big Jim throws the hardest chops I've ever taken in wrestling.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. He's experienced. He's big. When I thought I was big, this guy's got 5 to 7 inches on me. And when he slaps you with those chops, it's like you're getting hit with a frying pan. I swear to God.
that can't be good. And let's talk about the XVW heavyweight champ right now, Benjamin Kamira.
Yeah, I've never met him. I think it's because he's got championship privileges that I don't have yet, where he is the champ, and he's not going to show up to every show, but he hasn't met me yet. And I think that if he's smart, he'd stay far away, because all I have to do is go talk to management, throw some people around backstage, knock some heads, and before you know it, I'm going to be a double champion. I'm going to be the XVW heavyweight champion. I'm going to be the XVW King of Cable champion. And I think they're scared to let that match happen, because if I get it, it's going to be a reign of terror. Absolutely, it will. I'm going to take it all over the United States. I'm going to take it to Primetime Wrestling. I'm going to take it to GCW, Erie All-Stars. No one's getting those titles, man.
There you go. So speaking of them, let's show a poster you got on your page for one of your upcoming shows, and I'll let you do the intro for it. Here you go. Oh, wrong picture. I did that before. That was the picture of him winning the championship there. I keep clicking the wrong button. There we go.
Yeah, so this is a big match, probably the biggest tag team match that we've had in a while. The guy right below me is Elijah Drago, my best buddy in wrestling. Like I said, he's currently signed to AEW. And then right in the middle, that's David Young, former TNA talent, you know. And
Right.
the guy above him, we're gonna be wrestling him and Adam, guy above him, in a tag team match in a couple of weeks. And those guys have a lot of experience. They've got size, they've got speed. And with me and Elijah, you know, we're bigger and we're faster. So it doesn't matter what they've got. The guy above us is Sean Ambrose. That's Big Boss Man. He's the leader of the faction FAFO. And every show that this guy is on, he's just pissing off the crowd. You know, you see the same faces coming every week, whether we're in Gadsden or whether we're in Alabama or Georgia. So that they know how to promote a show. And I'll send you a couple of pictures if you want at some point of, you know, pictures of us in the ring, pictures of me with this title that you know, never have been seen before just yet. And, you know, that's it. Like, that's upcoming show.
Before we leave, I have to, man, I'm telling you, this guy right here. We told you about the stalker at the beginning of the show. Well, he sent me another message, y'all. So let's go ahead and hear what he has to say before we say goodbye to MAO. Here we go.
Scott Larson, you keep acting like I'm not a threat towards you. You keep going on with your interviews. But that's fine. Because I will find you and I will beat you to a pulp. Because you are a fake and a liar of your old wrestling. You love your new stuff. And as much as you like to decline it, you can't. So I'd watch out. Because I seriously hurt you when I find you and break every bone in your body.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. Well, apparently he still has issues with me because I won't put him on the show, but that's okay. He'll have to find me first. He says he's going to come find me. Well, he's going to have to come find me first.
You know, you need to hire me as protection, man, because you got a lot of freak monkeys out there, and you know the biggest and the best doesn't get better than MAO. You know.
Hey, I might just hire you and FAFO, man. I might hire the whole group just to come out and, you know, do a little protection.
Hell yeah, man. Let's do it.
Well, man, oh, excuse me. I got the cost tonight for some reason. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on hashtag, man. That's our hour. I've had a great time interviewing you, man. Maybe sometime down the line you can come back on hashtag Truth and we can catch up and watch another match, watch you win another championship maybe, and have a good time. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Man, I did. I didn't even know it was an hour until I looked at the little red live thing and it says an hour and 3 minutes.
Hour and 3 minutes, bro.
Honestly, man, I'll be honored. I think it's the first podcast I've done, first of many, hopefully. This year is very busy for me as far as wrestling goes, and that's the way I like to keep it. If you want to have me again at any point, you got my information, brother. Call me, text me, just let me know when. I'm gonna be here, and hopefully by then I'll have, you know, a lot of my newer matches. Things look a lot better, a lot more smooth, a lot crisper, and then I'll give you an update where I am, what's happening, what's going on, you know.
That'll be great, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end the show like this. Muhammad Ali Omar, the XVW King of Cable Champion. He may be new to the game, but he's not new to the fame, and that is the hashtag Truth. We'll see you guys Wednesday night when we interview one Smiley Feelgood. Yes, Smiley Feelgood. So we'll see you then. You guys have a great night.